Good morning. Happy Friday. It's May 19th. Welcome to Hobby News Daily. Broadcasting this morning on all channels. I will tell you, I'll keep the video on, so you know, for probably a day or so, and then it will be deleted. If you want to follow Hobby News Daily, subscribe to the YouTube channel, Hobby News Daily, and we'll keep all these videos there. A lot to share with you guys today. Let me see here. Let me turn the volume down a little bit. We were going to talk about overprinting. That's a no-brainer. Good and bad in the hobby. We're talking influencers. Who are the good? Who are the bad? And what does BenchClear think about that? Why subbers sub? Why trimmers trim? Bowman Oven starts today. That's right. The Bowman Dutch Oven auction is later today. It's a hot topic in the hobby. We're going to talk about that as well. Did you guys know about Panini's recent hire? Panini hiring. Yeah, that's right. Tracy's back. We'll talk about that as well. Dick Doc. You guys heard about the Dick Doc? Not the TikTok, the Dick documentary on sports cards, and a great opportunity to pick up some cool cards. I'll share that with you as well, so hang on to the end. And then last but not least, we're going to talk about today is release day for Flawless Basketball. Remember last year's triple logo man rush? Well, here we are a year later. Anybody chasing that Nets triple logo man? Kyrie, KD, and James Harden. None of those players are with the Nets, but the triple logo man is a chase card. We'll talk about that as well. I'll go ahead and stop this, share my screen. Oh, please leave your comments in the chat. I will come back and talk about that as well. But first, let's just jump into the hobby news going on around the hobby. Okay, let's start. Oh, bam. This is the big news today. Bowman Sapphire Edition coming soon in less than 4 hours. A few things about this. First of all, this is going to get you. Because I'm a Montgomery member, and I was like, well, why the hell didn't I get first access to this? Well, this is Bowman Sapphire Edition. There will be a Bowman Chrome Sapphire Edition as well. What's the difference? I don't know. Like, are these paper cards going to be sapphire? I don't think so, but I just want to share with you the craziness that this product is going to be to the general public between $350 to $800. There's a lot of information about this. We'll have autographs and then there's a short checklist. In fact, right here, I recommend today checking out Matrix Sports Cards. He'll be following the Dutch Oven auction live, and you'll see it. He watches all the Dutch ovens that take place on Panini, and I guess he'll be following the Dutch ovens now that Topps is taken away. Wonder how that happened. You think Topps maybe hired away Panini, and Panini executives came in and said, we got a great idea for you. And the Topps guy's like, what is it? Tell me about it. And the Panini guys are like, it's called the Dutch Oven auction. And the Topps guy's like, never heard about it. What the hell, people? Let me just share some other great content here. Heard Neo talk about this and his feelings about this. One thing that I don't like that both Neo and I want to say might have been Step in the Box talked about how they're upset about this and how this is going to, it's because of the breakers are going to get this. Guys, don't blame the breakers for this. Here's what's going to happen. This product is what we call price controlled. Okay. So if you have big pockets, if you have cash on hand, you can buy it and control the price. So who's going to control the price? Distributors. Now, who's going to be most likely to buy this product? Well, individuals will be able to buy it at those new price control prices, right? So if I want to get into this product, yeah, I'm going to go into it through a break. So don't blame the breakers and the collectors because the only option we have, it's the most affordable option. Right? Think about this. If I want to get Bowman Sapphire, do I pay $800 a box or $500 a box? Or do I get into a case break and buy a specific team and get better value? That's the way I'm looking at this. So don't blame the freaking breakers for this shit. It pisses me off when, oh, it's the breakers who drive the price up. It's not the breakers. This is Disty. Okay, this is the blowouts. This is the David Adams. Breakers don't have enough cash sitting on hand to hold $500,000. Well, some of them do, but most of them don't have cash to hold $500,000 product to wait for the prices, right? They're in a cash flow business. So I understand like the comments of the Topps is doing the same thing. This is bad. In fact, I love the rant over here. This is one of my new favorite baseball channels, Grip and Rip Sports. This guy gets it. He understands it. He has a rant today. Now, a lot of people are saying, hey, they're not going to get involved in this. I don't care. This will sell out before it hits 350. And people will be buying into breaks. And, in 3 months, people will be buying singles. So it's just the way it is. I wish things were different. I wish we pushed back. I wish a lot of things. I wish the queuing was different. There's so many things that they could do. Topps used to do the Montgomery clubs. You had people who could get access to the product. And there was like a barrier of entry to get in the Montgomery club. Now it's just like, well, I've said this before. It's going to be a clusterfuck for the next few years, guys. Until the sports card distribution gets sorted out, and it's not going to get sorted out while you have several people who can feed the distribution channel, right? As long as Panini, Upper Deck, and Fanatics can all feed that distribution channel, all three of those Those distribution channels are going to stack product. I'm going off topic. But check this out. I want to know your thoughts. Would you be buying this? I'm not a big Bowman sapphire person. I'm definitely going to get the Montgomery Bowman Chrome sapphire when it's available. But I'd love your thoughts and opinions on this. Is this crazy? I think it's terrible, but let's be honest. Who did see this coming? I also say another thing that I'd like to say that I agree with Matrix on. This should have no floor. The floor should be zero. Like if it gets that far, let it go that far. But not that it would, but it should have no floor in my opinion. The other breaking news, let's see here. What do I want to pop over to? Well, talking about overprinting, this is Panini. Panini is announced that in select football, there's going to be another tier. I think this is a 4th or 5th tier. Sometimes you can have like the Playboy or Penthouse level or something like that. But a couple things here. 500 card checklist, another tier. That just disgusts me. Like Select has gone from a good product to like a crap product, in my opinion. I have no interest in Select. I have zero interest in collecting tiers of Select and colors. I'm a Prism guy. I'll stick with Prism. When Chrome becomes a thing, I'll go Chrome. But this is just ridiculous overprinting. And now collectors are not happy with this. But at the same time, if you're Panini, what the hell are you doing? You're printing as much as you can because you got to make the money. You got to make money, guys. They're in business to make money. This isn't about collectibles to the manufacturers. On that note, oops, that's the wrong one. Boom, over here. Did you guys see this? I know you can't hear the audio, but look who's back. Tracy Hackler is back at Panini. And I'll just say, this is kind of cool. I followed Tracy for years. He kind of was the face of Panini. I know Jeff Patgeek took over for him. I know Jeff has left Panini, and now Tracy's back. I think this is great. A couple things it says. Like I said before, Panini's not going away. They are not going to be part of Fanatics and the idiots who keep thinking, oh, Leaf's going to get bought. Guys, I don't mean idiots in the wrong way. People will say anything they want for hype and likes, and that's what it is. But I think that's what we have to realize is there's some news out here, and there's a lot of sensationalism. I think we hit on those, right? Got the Sapphire, talked about that, got that out of the way. Here's something I want to share with you on the baseball topic. Documentary on Dick Perez. Now, this was big on Sports Card YouTube a while back. He was on, Dick Perez was on Bench Clear. He was on, I think, Junk Wax Hero. He was on Sports Card Nation. Here's the thing I want to bring to your attention. And this was mentioned if you watch his videos. They're doing a Kickstarter program, okay? There's a link in this description below. Here's the link. It's kind of hidden. It's not hidden. It's just highlighted. Oh, where is it? Here it is. Kickstarter campaign. Under Kickstarter campaign, it'll take you over here, Diamond Kings. And then right here, you can participate and give money to help fund this. Now, here's what I think is really cool. You scroll down. Right here, baby. $100 pledge gets you the Diamond Immortals baseball card set. There's only 299 of these being made. If you're a Diamond, this is not me giving you a play to go make money, but dude, that's a no-brainer to me. You get to help out, participate in this Kickstarter program, and you get a set of cards. You have priority streaming access, 2 Diamond Immortal baseball sets for $175. That's kind of cool too. Invitation online screening, Q&A. It's just really, I got to be honest, it's on my list. Hope you guys thought this is pretty cool too. Love your thoughts, comments. No one else has talked about that. No one has been like, hey, check this out. I know Mike, Baseball Card Collector, was the only one who talked about the set, but even that, he's not a promoter, but he did talk about it. Talked about this in the overprinting, right? We talked about this? Yes, let's talk about that. Oh, it's over here first. Let's right here first. Let's talk about sub or sub. This is around the trimming topic too. So trimming's been a big topic, and Bobbles came out and he started talking about trimming, and his topics, his thoughts on it. His topics and thoughts are very similar to kind of Cage here. And what I'll say is, why didn't either one of you guys do any education or talk about trimming or alteration from 2020, 2021, or 2022? Why didn't any of you do that? I've been complaining about it for a long time, not necessarily trimming, but the alterations. I've been complaining about this whole thing that wizards and gradings, magic, and it's subjective, and it's really just bullshit. Okay, it's kind of like, to me, I think when you get educated enough in the hobby, you get to a point where you kind of get red-pilled. You accept it for what it is. This is the matrix, right? It is. You can't change it either. There's certain things you can change or you exist in it, right? Really, the hobby very much is the matrix. So my thoughts here is that, let me remind you this. Bobbles here is not going to, he he is an SGC guy. So he's not going to like the fact that SGC is not doing something they should be doing, which is they don't authenticate autographs, and they do an okay job at authenticating cards. I'll give them a 7 out of 10, but they're not an expert. They'll go, well, no one's an expert. But the fact they let some through is a problem. Okay, then that's my point, is that here's the deal, guys. Trimming is not illegal. Trimming pays really well. Altering, not illegal. It pays really well. So therefore, if money's on this side and you're going to have more and more trimming and altering taking place, then what happens on this side? If SGC, PSA, Beckett, none of them are investing or taking or doing any due diligence in really detecting or stopping the trimming and alteration of cards, they're doing nothing. In fact, SGC's comments, Peter says, we can't detect it, it's not there. So in other words, it's an arms race. He's basically said, yes, it pays to trim, and no, I cannot stop you. And we, the consumers, are sitting there going, yeah, it sounds good to me. No, why don't you get off the subbing bus and push back to SGC and say, why don't you get your shit together? Why don't you invest in some detection technology? Why don't you hire more people who actually understand alterations and trimming of cards? Because it's all about money. It's all about money, man. It's all about money, Bobbles. You're making money off this, so why the hell would you talk about the problems that have been going on for years? Same thing here with Luke Cage here, talking about how trimming's been going on. You know, you can either be negative about trimming. Yeah, trimming's been going on, and we can either change it or we accept it. And apparently you and many others accept it. You just kind of navigate through this world of just shit in the hobby where people do, not only they trim cards and they alter cards, but when they get caught, they don't take them out of circulation cage, right? Oh, we should take them out of circulation. Who's paying for that? You paying for that? You know what circulation they go into? Repacks, sir. They circulate their little asses in the repack. When you find a card that's been altered, trimmed, and someone knows about it, it finds its way into repack. Again, but what is the answer there? Hey, repacks help get this small business out of the way. This helps a small company get going. This is good for the community. It helps give cards back to kids. No. I'm going on a rant here, but all this stuff's tied together. You cannot sit here and say, oh, trimming's been around. It's just part of the hobby. We got to accept it. No, there's so much money, guys. Think about this. Money's on the trimming side. What side's the detection side doing? What are we doing to stop it? And if your answer is it's been there, then you're just sticking your head in the sand like an ostrich. And it disappoints me. And I'll also say this. This is why there's no leadership in the hobby, because everybody's got their selfish little agenda, their own little agenda where they make money. They build their own little fan base. In fact, Bobbles, when I gave him feedback about, dude, why aren't you not pushing down SGC on this? He's like, oh, it's just my opinion. You just don't like me. You think you know everything. Dude, again, attack me instead of looking at the real problem. Terrible, dude. Terrible. Next one. It's going to get me a little heated too. Bench Clear Media did this. Which hobby influencers are good and bad for the hobby? And I thought to myself, this would be good, man. Let's see what these guys are going to say. I like Bench Clear Media for the most part. I think they put out great content. I do think they put out they're a little soft on some of the stuff they call experts and some of the people they align themselves with. I'll just say that. But let me get to my point, because I think I'll make a follow-up video to this. Here are the people they talk about: Sports Card Radio, Sports Collector 2, Sports Card Investor, Sports Card Dad, Jabs Family, Chris Sewell, Mojo, and Roth. Those are the influencers talking about. None of those are really hot topics or controversial. You didn't talk about the Great Curator. You didn't talk about AIH Sports. You didn't talk about me. I mean, there's a lot more controversial influencers out there. And again, they're pretty much the only one they're negative on was Jabs Family, which I thought was ridiculous. I think I might do my own follow-up. Last comment I'm going to make here. We have this video that Rob put out, and when I saw this, my first thought was, this is what bothers me. Great Curator is a bad person, right? If you don't see that, I don't know what to do. And he's bad because he won't take the feedback that, dude, you're doing something wrong. You need to fix this. You should correct this. He isolates himself. He builds this wall because, again, he's all about himself and making money. He'll do anything. I think he'd slap a family member and sell him if he could. Okay. So that being the case, Jeff and Rob, who I have defended many times, who I think are trying to do the right thing, they associate with this, and that makes you look bad. That makes sense. And then if I associate with one of you, then I feel like I'm attached to that in a way. Now, and not just my perception of this, but there are certain bad influencers, bad actors in the hobby that we don't cut out. They're just like a trimmer or an alterer. Somebody alters a card. They're just part of the team. Until that changes, I don't think the hobby will change. Again, Great Curator, my big problem with him, he runs fixed contests. Again, let me clarify this. He runs fixed contests, which is illegal to run a contest that is fixed. And what I mean by that is you win your contest if you're in his comments, and if you're not in his comments, you can't win. And he blocks people he doesn't like, and he says openly that he hooks up his friends. He's all about his friends, the people who support him and who are positive to him. Those are the people that he helps win his contests. That is fraud. That is a bigger crime than trimming and altering, guys. Trimming and altering card, that's not a crime. Fixing a contest, a public contest, is a crime. Looked into it. He's a lawyer. He should know better. We should know better. We should tell him, hey, Dan, I know you don't like all the comments. You're a controversial person, but you have to take the good and the bad. If someone says, hey, Dan, you're a bad guy, you can't block the comment and then give your buddy the contest. And it disgusts me that we let that happen. It disgusts me, Rob and Jeff, that both of you don't do anything about that. And again, I'll just say this, Rob, you've been all about you. You're all about you and promoting you. And this was a genius way to do it by pulling Curator and Jeff on your roundtable. You are a very wise marketing person. I will give you that. Had to get all this out this morning. I think we're good to go. Love your comments, thoughts. This is why you watch my channel. I'll give you information on what's going on around the hobby. And I'll give you controversial thoughts and opinions. And we're going to do this, I think, from now on in the mornings. Might get up a little earlier and get this before I get out from my office days, depending on what's going on. Last thing I'll say, it is Friday. A lot going on Friday. Something I'll be watching is Backyard Breaks is doing their big 500,000 case break, 20 cases, which make me think to myself, well, these cases only $25,000 a piece? That's ridiculous. See, we know they didn't pay $25,000 per case. They should be a little more honest about the value here. But anyway, they're breaking these cases tonight. They're chasing logo mans. They have a bunch of contests. I think just for the entertainment, it's the best thing on YouTube tonight. Like, I'd rather watch this than Because I'm Carlos. Like, the guy him and Bobble sit there and what's the other guy? They just whine. And they're not even funny anymore. They're the same content every week. Who else is on Friday nights? There's someone else on Friday nights. But anyway, I'll be watching Backyard Breaks on the Whatnot stream. I will not be buying or selling, but I'll be watching for the entertainment. Anyway, guys, hope you like this video. Like, comment, subscribe. Have a wonderful, wonderful Friday. And a great, we got some comments here, man. I'm going to get through the comments here. And a wonderful weekend. We'll get to the comments real quickly. Mr. Mangini, good morning. I just watched your video. Big fan of your stuff, dude. Disappointed to hear you're not going to Nashville, but I understand. I'll say personally, I've got a lot going in my life, and I don't know if I'll make it myself. It's on my agenda, but it will not be a multi-day thing. If I sneak up there, it'll be a day. I am here to debate you harshly on every topic. You do, Bamboozle, and you do. And I do like that, man. I really like the people who challenge me. I mean, who make me think. As long as it's not mean or like personal attacks, I'm okay with it because it makes me pivot. Not a fan of Dutch ovens. I'm gonna call it the Dutch oven. I'm this way. I agree with you on people whining about breaker boxes. Thank you very much, man. Again, I love breaks, and the more breaks I've been back into recently, the more I realize breaking really is. I mean, it is so important to the hobby, and there's so many interesting things I'll say going on in breaking, and interesting because most of them are positive. And I'll tell you, I hope to explore and share more of that in the future. Tears make me afraid. Yeah, that is ridiculous. Yeah, that is ridiculous. Good morning, Orlando. Izzy, stay great, man. Thank you very much for stopping by. After watching Dick Perez attempted to break out Diamond King sets. Yeah, dude. In fact, check out that set for $100. I'm shocked that thing is not sold out. Like, I know if a real influencer put that on their channel, that thing would sell it quickly. I think with you guys watching my channel, maybe 2 people will buy it. But that's still cool, man. People are struggling with trimming like it's always been around. Yeah, it is. It is. It's not. And here's the thing. Don't shrug it off. Say, hey, you know what? It's been here. How do we change it today? How do we make things better? How do we educate people? How do we stop this? Because I know I've been an asshole by saying this. The alternative is then let's all do it. Let's all go out there and trim. Let's all go out there and alter. Till we flood it till they have to change it. And by listening to people like John Mangini and these passionate collectors, that's not the right answer. Like I'll say this, John. I respect you and the collectors enough to say that's not the right answer. The right answer is we need to make positive changes. And that's something we should be able to do. Silence from grading CEOs. Yeah, absolutely. They know better too. In fact, that's the thing they're fearful of. Again, if this industry got regulated and there was requirements about, grading and specs and, audits and third party came in. Think about this. In the food industry, the health administration could go into your restaurant and shut you down if you're not serving food properly. If we had government involved in the grading, they could go in and shut you down if you were not grading properly, if you were taking backdoor deals, if you were doing something sketchy. And the grading industries knows that. They do not want third-party audits. So they self-regulate, self-manage themselves. And then we self-trust them. It's really, as many people say, grading's stupid. There should be a better way. New collectors and flippers think altering is okay. They absolutely do. And why would they not? I'll put it this way. if you're naive to this market, if you were told to come here because you can make money, you're not a collector, you're not a sports car guy, you like sports, you like gambling, and you got some money and you buy some cards, and the guy says, hey man, this corner's white, but I can send it to a buddy of mine and we make that corner look perfect. And you're like, so why do I care? You're like, well, I can get you a 9 versus 10. We get a 10, get this much money. You're going to sit there as just a guy and go, okay, seems good to me. You don't know better. You don't know the history. You don't know the prestige of cornering. It's Mike, as much as annoying negative disposition on camera, one could say it's not a good face for nothing. Mike has such an annoying negative disposition on camera, one could say it's not a good face for the hobby. I don't know what that's in reference to. Say real Ziggy. Thanks, man. Orlando, I appreciate you, man. I really do. I appreciate you've always been a fan of mine. I appreciate you stepping up when people block me and say, hey, you shouldn't block Ziggy. That was really, it meant a lot. Like, I wish more people would say that. I hate being blocked. And again, if I get blocked because I say something that's, I won't say wrong because I do that, but you know it. Appreciate it. Is the Dutch auction is an abomination. I absolutely agree. Absolutely agree. In fact, I put up the video a few days ago about the first off the line. The Dutch auction ruined first off the line. I mean, ruined it. If you go back to that, first off the line was a great direct to consumer opportunity where me as a collector could get a box. One box I wanted it, or 2 boxes at suggested retail price early. That was cool. And people get it everywhere, right? So if you didn't have a local card store near you, if you're in the middle of, Montana, first off the line was great. And then Zion year comes around, and instead of investing in servers or a queuing system or a better system to get everybody fair access, they make a Dutch oven. And they've been screwing us. And it pisses me off, man. It pisses me off. And then Panini execs go to Topps, and what do? They take it with them. An impression when sports card therapist goes on about bad hobby content. He is currently absolutely. Well, again, I just don't like his approach. And I've tried to reach out to Rob. I think Rob has unblocked me. I'm trying to open the communication. I look forward to meeting him in person somewhere. I've offered to speak to him live and do collaborations. He doesn't want to do that. And it kind of goes back to what I've said. He's looking for people who can make him look better. If you can help, raise his profile, get him more attention, he's all about having you on. I don't do that. I'm not going to raise his profile for him. And I'd like to collaborate with him. I like to talk to him even privately because I think, Rob, you're doing a lot of great things, but here's some things you're not considering. And here's some things that you're hurting by doing this, if that makes sense. But he's very clever on the way he'll says, oh, I'm working with the Watchdogs. He has, what's his name? Splenda Sports on, which I like Splenda a lot. And I think he had somebody else on, but he's not having Watchdogs on. He's not. He's afraid to have real Watchdogs on his channel. Yeah, that was a very sketchy roundtable. And I'm disappointed that Jeff went on that. I mean, again, let's be fair. Jeff's all about marketing. He looks at that and goes, well, I'll get more reach. I'll even say this, just between you and me. I actually was going to have Jeff on my channel, and didn't happen. And now, I don't think I want it to happen. And that's just between, I could be making that shit up, but I can tell you, I've known Jeff for a while. I reached out to him a while ago, and I was going to have him on the channel, talk about positive changes in the hobby, how we make the hobby better. And I had a conflict because of family things. And now I'm looking at this video, I'm like, dude, I don't want to follow that. I do not want to have Jeff on my channel. Now that you've been a curator and on therapist channel, looks just, that's why I was just saying that I said earlier. I don't know if I want to associate with people who are associating with bad actors. You are the real Hobby News Daily. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And I'll tell you, I really mean that. I've been doing these daily stuff off and on for 2 years. I'll go through spurts where I'll do it daily for like 3 months, and I'll stop and I'll do it daily. And it's me. I get burned out. But I do feel like if you watch this stuff, I'm giving you something that's informational or pointing you to a source where you get more information on that topic. And I'm giving you some, opinionated views, real views of what's going on. So I really appreciate that, Rips Rose, man. Or Bamboozle. Rips, you too, man. Thank you. What's up, Pittsburgh? Big fan, buddy. We need to get together sometime. Would love to talk to you. For those who don't know, Pittsburgh here, I've known him because back in the day, 2020, when Pure Graded X, the grading company launched, I think it was something else before that, but Pittsburgh, Anthony was involved with those guys. And I was a big fan of that. I was a big promoter of helping other grading companies take off. Now looking back and thinking, I don't know, maybe that was a mistake, but I'm just teasing. Anyway, Anthony was involved in that. Anthony went on, he got involved in Arena Club. He's got a great story. He's an ex-wrestler. He loves wrestling cards. He loves the hobby. And I would just I'll put this with me, you've got a great story someday to tell, because I'd love to hear about your last 3 years in the hobby. your experience and stuff. And if you don't already, follow his channel, check him out. Really good stuff. And love you too, Orlando. Absolutely. I'm gonna try. As I'm saying, I'm gonna try to go to the national. The only reason I'm gonna go up there too is to meet people. Really, it's not because I want to go to cards. I want to meet people. I would say I would like to walk the floor and get some free stuff off the floor. Then get promo packs, and I'd like to get my Panini redemptions. They're dead. Thanks again, guys. Have a great day. I'm running a little late. I got to get ready for a 9 o'clock meeting. This has been awesome. See you tomorrow morning. Tomorrow's Saturday, right? Yeah, probably see you tomorrow morning.